What is good, my quick crypto family and coin factory family, back once more with another live stream, day 53 or 54 in a row now. I apologize for the late start. I let people know my community had some technical difficulties, and even now I don't think they're all fully fleshed out, hence why even now still a little bit late, but still thought I'd do my due diligence to you all and bring you the latest news with Kaspa and crypto and market sentiments to kind of go through what's happening in the market today. We can see Kaspa right now is valued at 16.38 cents, down 4.51% on the daily time frame. People, I imagine, are very, very worried. Obviously, Bitcoin is down roughly 1%, around just short of 63k. Bitcoin, hasn't corrected that much on the daily, so it's weird to see other projects like across the whole board. We're just seeing red across the whole board right now. Seems to be a big red river on running right now, and Kaspa equally is one of the ones that are correcting quite heavily. It's seemingly bouncing off this support level around 16.3 cents, but at the same time, we'll have to just wait and see what happens. We could potentially see Kaspa come back down to 15 cents. This may be the delayed fallout from the rate cuts by the Fed. We'll talk about that more in the stream as always, but this reaction in the market could also be due to the recent news that's come from the Economic Times, from Twitter sources and stuff like that, strongly suggesting, Wall Street suggesting and even confirming near 100% chance of a recession coming next year. What does this mean for Kaspa? What does it mean for crypto? Well, it means that the next few months will likely be very, very bullish and lead to a massive economic downturn. Got to keep our wits about us right now. Very, very stressful times all in all. And as always, if you enjoy these streams, be doing these daily, try to bring the news to you when I can. Normally same time every single day, but if you enjoy the streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Kaspa Frog, my man, welcome back to the stream. Excited for the KI event happening on Tuesday. I may be going to a social event for it tomorrow. Well, I wish you the best, my man. I'm very, very excited for the KII event. We had a post here recently put out, retweeted by Kaspa Enthusiast and put out by the KII, just ultimately trying to raise more FOMO for the incoming KII event happening on Tuesday, 24th September. As mentioned in the past from the KII, there's so much demand in this project right now from the institutions that there are not enough seats for them to go and see Kaspa. That in itself is a very, very big deal. So we could see potentially many, many more bullish announcements from KII very, very shortly, with the event only being 2 days away now. So we haven't got much information right now, but it could be the KII presents big news for Kaspa coming very, very soon, and I hope we do see that. I think it'd be very, very big. The institutional adoption that comes to Kaspa could very much help with Kaspa's use case in the energy sector, the supply chain sector, the cross-border payment sector, all the other sectors that Kaspa are going to be a part of through the KII to help Kaspa grow in adoption and therefore increase in price going forward as well. Leo, my man, welcome to the stream. I apologise for you because I know now it's midnight for you, but thank you once again for tuning into the stream. What's good, Bingo Bango? Welcome back, my man. There's still a bull run. A recession would not be immediate, in my opinion. Yes, I completely agree. That's what we're going to talk about in the stream. The recession seems to be looming more towards mid-2025. Potentially we'll see a peak of the bull cycle earlier, so not the usual October, November time. It'll be more maybe mid Q2, sort of like that. We'll talk about it in just a moment, but yes, it does basically mean, in my opinion, that we're going to see, again, I still think sources suggest we're still going to see a lot of very, very bullish momentum for Kaspa and crypto very, very soon. If history repeats itself, the next Bitcoin bull market will start in 6 days. Starting in October is when we start seeing the positive price action, as history showed us time and time again. And Bitcoin usually pumped after the US presidential elections as well, which is just less. It's roughly a month now till the election, a little bit over that. So if history again repeats itself, we should see Bitcoin pumping higher and higher with institutional adoption and regulations in play as well. It will be very, very good for crypto all in all. So I still think we'll see a bull market, a very volatile bull market, a lot of money to be made, especially with assets like Kaspa, which have such great utility, such great projects, such great infrastructure. That's trying to solve something real, real good. And also not to mention that the global M2 money supply is now above 94 trillion, new all-time highs time and time again, which means we're seeing more liquidity in the market, which means more liquidity with more rate cuts, more easing on the economy can then flood into investments on risk assets like crypto. So we can see a bit more of this money flood on chain as well, which is very, very good. But of course, there are the worries of, the direction crypto is going to go ultimately. As Bumflick says, yeah, have you hit the like button yet? Because you definitely should. What we're all going to cover in this stream is something that I think everyone should have in mind completely. It's something that you should definitely be wary of, at least. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's me just giving you news sources from what I've read. But it's worth keeping in mind. The Kobayashi letter, they're very, very good at giving this sort of information out. The market is now pricing at a 50% chance of a US recession by June 2025. You know, not that far off, truth be told. The percentage has more than doubled over the last month and is up from its last 10% in July. Furthermore, the market is pricing in a 50% probability that the Fed will cut rates by at least 200 basis points, so a total of 2% over the next 8 months. By comparison, the Federal Reserve expects 150 basis points of rate cuts by the end of 2025. The market seemingly is calling for a much more severe level of corrections that we need in comparison to what the Fed believes they're going to do. If this comes after a 50 basis points rate cut happened on Wednesday, which marked the largest surprise of markets since the 2008 financial crisis. The market is clearly pricing in a recession. So that's what the market is seemingly stating right now. And then you got this here from Zero Hedge, another very, very big account that talks about these sort of sources and information all the time. It's a bit of clickbait, the title, but it's not incorrect. The change in the 12M forward fund rate signals a 100% probability of recession. Goldman, Wall Street. This article here, the Economic Times, a very, very big paper. I was reading it earlier, and now it looks like something's happened with it, so I don't even know what it was. I don't know where the information is now. I was reading it earlier, and now something's happened to it. Okay, well, I will try and get it back up in just a moment, but apologies for that, 'cause I had that prepared and now it's completely gone P-tong. But in the article, it basically just stated that is about a 92% chance that the likes of JP Morgan and also Goldman Sachs are predicting there's going to be a recession next year. 92% chance. That is, and that's based on the economic data showcasing right here. To understand like exactly what, you know, this sort of stuff means, to understand what the 12M forward Fed fund rates, the 12-month forward Fed fund rate signal, what exactly it is. It's basically sorry, I completely brain fart right now. It's basically, okay, sorry, I'm very sorry for that. It's been the whole technical difficulties really messed me up, so my head's a bit all fried right now, truth be told. But the 12-month forward Fed fund rate signal ultimately is a specific. It basically indicates the anticipated level of the federal fund rates within the next 12 months. So if the 12-month forward Fed fund rate increases, it suggests that the market expects the Fed Reserve to raise interest rates in the future. This could be due to concerns about inflation or economic growth. But if it decreases, which is, you know, currently what it is, I mean, currently right now it's increasing quite drastically. So that means as it's increasing so drastically, therefore there are rising concerns of inflation and the economic growth. So again, chances of a recession. You can see right now it's at 92% up here, nearly 100%. It's shot up. It's shot up absolutely, like, insanely. If it was decreasing, it would suggest that the Fed is going to lower interest rates in the future, and this could be due to concerns about potential recessions or a need to stimulate economic activity. But ultimately, it's not, I guess, it's not the do or die. It's not a guaranteed indicator. All these things that you've got to take multiple indicators whenever you're looking into these sort of market sentiments, right? But again, it's a sign of that the Wall Street boys, people who are, you know, the ones that have all the insider information, they're very, very worried right now of the current standing of the economy and potential correction in the market, which is something that you've got to keep in mind whenever you're trying to invest. And also potentially while we're seeing such heavy correction in the market across the board, some projects like GFAL are down 10%, Jasmine 4.4.5%, Kaspa currently 4.6%, Bitcoin's down roughly 1% right now, and that might continue to increase over the day. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not too worried ultimately, because I still think Kaspa's got a very, very high, potential in the cycle. I still think that Kaspa being down here, once the stream is done, if Kaspa's still around this region, I might scoop a little bit. If Kaspa comes down further to the 15-cent region, I'll probably scoop a lot more, because I think that Kaspa coming down further will be quite surprising again, because we are effectively just 6 days away from October, which historically is the start of a bull cycle for Bitcoin. And again, the election follows that as well. So again, more and more stuff to talk about in this stream as always. This as well, something we'll get into as well, the unrealized losses on investments, which again is another massive indicator for you to understand, that basically showcases potential implications of what it can mean for the market, whether it be market volatility, the regulatory scrutiny, economic slowdown, all this sort of stuff that again adds to that ever-growing list of reasons why we may end up seeing a massive financial crash, one worse than 2008, in the incoming years. So if you need to, ultimately do your own research into it, and if you want to, I guess, help yourself and help learn more and more about this market, if you want to help more and more about this market in this sort of period especially, I'd highly recommend joining my free Discord server right now. We're going through some information right now, but we talk about obviously Kaspa news, crypto developments in general, and we're going to start in due time talking about these sort of news and what it means, and how to potentially create a strategy to protect yourself from, falling victim to this economic crash that's seemingly on the horizon. Opinions on one last Bitcoin dump to 50k to wipe out all the long before the bull pump. 50k would be insane. That would be a crash if that happened. If it be like 62k right now, I think 50k would be very insane. I'm currently, unless it happens in the next few days before October, I'm not that optimistic about it. I think Bitcoin might come down to sub 60k potentially, but maybe briefly, and then rebound off that and then start making the push up again. Right now for Bitcoin, I feel like we're in this again. This is the zone that Bitcoin needs to break out. We saw it yesterday in the last few days. Bitcoin, touched this region and then rebounded back off it again. Again, if history repeats itself, I think we should see Bitcoin, come back down probably around here, just short of 60k, around 60k region, and then start pushing back up again, consolidating around this region, trying to push above it. But if it comes down and breaks below 60k, we might start seeing Bitcoin push towards the 58, 55k region again, around this region here. Good morning, Toggle Delay. What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. What's your thoughts on the recent Kaspa movement? I am ultimately not that bothered. It is quite, worrying seeing this sort of stuff, but again, with this information of the KRI, their event happening in just 2 days' time, which could see some very, very bullish announcements. With everything else, like the KLC20 just been launched, the meme tokens are seemingly doing very, very well. A lot of the scandals and stuff that's still happening with Kaspa, we're going to talk about more on the stream as well, but they're seemingly coming to an ease, right? People are starting to wise up a little bit more, which is very, very good. They're not catching up as much people anymore. I think we could see Kaspa potentially come down lower. Maybe not today. It depends if something serious happens in the market today. I think Kaspa again is currently, stabilizing and rebound. Well, it's currently just touching on top of this support level right here, and I think we'll see Kaspa. Kaspa might just stay here. It might go lower, but I think that for the most part, Kaspa is still a project that in the next few weeks time with the market, which will eventually go through a reverse, or I still strongly believe that you'll see Kaspa start making an explosive pump to the upside. Have my 10 million Kaspa, will add more. Big up to you, my man. Crypto Cash, you are definitely going to be a Kaspa millionaire if you aren't already. I mean, you already basically are. If it gets to 20 cents, you're a millionaire. So yeah, big up to you, my man. Big up to you indeed. In that regard, then we got some more updates again regarding Kaspa in this time round. This is a paper put out by the Kas Media team. Shout out to them. Very, very, very impressive team. You've got the capital inflows. Ultimately, just talking about Kaspa's response in the market, how it acted to the Federal Reserve rate cuts. I'm not going to go through the whole article again. I will link this in my free Discord server for those who want to read it for themselves. But the conclusion of it basically just states that the performance post August 5th, when the market crashed, as we already know, this crash happened here, from Warren Buffett selling half a stock in Apple, from the Japanese yen rising against the dollar, from the Fed not cutting rates. Kaspa came down from its all-time high, crashed down to 12.5, and then stabilized around the 15 to 16 cent region. And then it's being still consolidating around this region for the most part as well. So, following that performance in that post following August 5th has been, truth be told, exemplary, and I couldn't agree more. It highlights that Kaspa is strong and resilient in a very, very volatile market landscape. And the recent 50 basis point rate cut by the Fed, while signaling caution, also presents a unique opportunity for Kaspa to thrive. With its remarkable recovery post-crash and the encouraging signs of capital inflows, Kaspa is well positioned to capitalize on the potential for increased investment as market dynamics shift. Ultimately, we can just see here from this Kaspa market dashboard that they put out, for the most part, we're just seeing bull across the board for Kaspa. Bull across the board, potentially resembling that we're going to start seeing some shifts in the market with Kaspa soon enough, and that breakout will be a very, very volatile one. We can see here the signal for the level of bull. And let me just close my window for people being very loud. I'm sorry about this. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, the signal here, of course, resembling the level of bull to, bear, whatever. And for the most part, again, we're just seeing just complete nines. Bull, a few bull neutral, so it's not as strong, but still, for the most part, we're just seeing bulls across the board. So this could potentially see some very, very, bullish price action coming to Kaspa very, very soon, which is, very, very good to see. I'm sure everyone is very much looking forward to Kaspa finally making this push back to its all-time high at 20.7 cents and start making this push to hopefully 32-35 cents, which will probably, there'll be levels of resistance, I'm sure, going up. I still strongly believe that, but I do think that 35 cents is going to be one of the harder levels of resistance, because one of Kaspa's lead developers, Shy, who also was one of the initial people who worked on Kaspa a long time, just like Belinsky and Michael Sutton, he publicly announced that when Kaspa peaked here, conveniently, as he states, again, you can choose to believe him or not, I choose to believe him, conveniently, when Kaspa peaked here at 20.7, he sold about, I think, a little over 1 million Kaspa from his DAG Labs payment that he got from Coinbase, basically, when they were told to research into DAG Labs, into Kaspa. He sold like a sizable portion of it. He was apparently told, by his peers to just sell it all. And he decided to only sell it in parts. He sold a little bit of it. He sold, a portion of it there, and he planned to sell the rest of it off, which is equivalent to like 2 or so million Kaspa at 35 cents. He's been very open about this. So at 35 cents, I think that's going to be a very strong level of resistance for Kaspa. We might see a bit very tough. Again, what Shy holds in the grand scheme of things for how much Kaspa there is in the market, and the wallet addresses that hold Kaspa, I don't think what Shy holds is going to be substantial enough to really affect the price of Kaspa. But because he's one of the lead developers and he's openly announced that he's selling at 35 cents, that's going to be that indicator to the community that we're going to probably see a strong resistance level around that point. Because if Shy is saying at 35 cents I'm selling, despite he doesn't have that as much Kaspa as some other people. As Crypto Cash already mentioned, I think Crypto Cash has already mentioned he has more Kaspa than Shy is planning to sell. But either way, it just means that at this region we might see some backlash, some correction in the market, which again I think is going to be temporary. I think we're going to see a reversal following that in due time. I still think Kaspa had the potential to push to $1 this year, depending on the announcements regarding the KII, Kraken listing, which hopefully will come next month, Binance listing, which the speculation has been rising more and more, just based on the fact that people want Binance listing. There's not really been any new news in that regard. But of course, there are indicators to suggest why Binance should list Kaspa. Again, Binance has a zero-fees mining pool, as everyone should know. They also have a futures market for Kaspa, and they also had Kaspa on an interview AMA session, which that interview, the AMA, had 20,000 more views than their next most viewed video at Binance's return to India, which was after a 7-month ban, which is a very, very big deal, and also had 10 times more views than they get on average from their other streams. So that's a very, very big deal. So Binance evidently does have some form of will recognise Kaspa in that regard as a project that has a lot of potential, a lot of FOMO, because the sheer adoption and interest in Kaspa was parabolic, more than they've seen in a very long time, if ever. And then, of course, funnily enough, right after that interview, that AMA, Binance then decided to release a blog on the 100% understanding of hash rate. They didn't do that with Bitcoin, but they did it with Kaspa, funnily enough. I'm not saying it was Kaspa related, but I'm saying it's funny how the moment they have that Kaspa interview where they spoke a lot about hash rate and stuff like that, that's when Binance decided to release a hash rate blog to understand what hash rate is really about. So the signs are there that Binance will in due time list Kaspa. I'm hoping it would be this year. If it does, then I think we'll see a $1 Kaspa. If not, I'm sure we'll see it following the hard fork migration to 10 blocks per second in Q1 of 2025. I think many exchange listings will probably start listing around then, especially if this incoming recession is meant to be positioned for around the Q2 of 2025, Q2 2025 of around Q2 25 around June time, around June July time. So in that case, we might see the listings come a little bit earlier, but also might see the market, peak a little bit earlier. We'll have to again just wait and see how the market really develops. Kaspa, man, welcome back to the stream. Sweet Potato as well, my man. Welcome. Good evening to you too, sir. So I'm gonna try and get the article up to see if I can go through the little bit of the. It's on this. I'll list the article again for my peeps. Again, I think the article in itself has just been very dodgy. It's part of my technical difficulty has been very, very stressful today, I'll be honest, and this is part of it. So the Economic Times. I will link this again in my free Discord server. Those who want to, those who are part of it will have the benefits of those who want to know. Again, link on the screen right now, in the description, also on chat. But to give you quote exactly what was stated, rate markets are pricing in higher odds of a recession that equates in the Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan models. The 12-month forward implied change in the Fed's benchmark rate is implying a 90% odds of a recession in the next year, according to Goldman Sachs model, while the move in 5-year Treasury yields shows a 58% chance of economic slowdown, according to JP Morgan. So, according to Treasury yields, 5-year Treasury yield is a 58% chance of economic slowdown, potential recession, and Goldman Sachs has got it at 92% based on the 12-month forward change in the Fed rates. So, in that regard, again, it's one of those things you just got to keep in mind, be very vigilant about. As this sort of information comes more and more, we'll see more announcements regarding. People, of course, are going to be worrying about it. There's always talks about recession, of course. You've got to understand. You've got to try and filter out the good from the bad news. That's why when I get my sources, I'm talking about the sources here in the stream, but I don't use just this source. I've been talking about, market sentiment and stuff for at least a month, if not at least on these streams. I've been doing it for at least a month. I've been talking about it and knowing about it for longer, but I've been talking about it in these streams of source of information for much longer, and they're all in my free Discord server, talking about the implications of rate cuts and what it can mean for the markets, talking about the fact that currently the yield curve is suggesting that the yield curve is suggesting historical signs that suggest that we are going through a potential for what will be a very good next few months in on-risk assets like crypto and stocks, followed by a massive crash, and then a recession. Happened with COVID, happened with the 2008 financial crisis, the 2001 financial crisis, and dating all the way back to the Great Depression as well. What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. I'm very, very good today. I sell all my Kaspa and buy Sui because of Kaspa's price isn't moving at all. If that's what you do, my man, go for it. If you want to sell all your Kaspa for Sui, then go for it. Sui right now I think is doing decent. I'm not sure how it's doing right now today. It's currently down 4% as well. All projects are down today, so it's not a Kaspa thing. It's a whole crypto community thing for the most part. We can see pretty much all projects down on the daily. Sui is currently also down as much as Kaspa today. Okay, that's just flipped. Okay, I think they just updated it then, because that was a lot lower when I just looked at it. Okay, well, either way, Kaspa right now is down 4.2% right now, and Sui is equally doing, to what I understand, similar levels. Sui's got a $4 billion market cap. Kaspa is just above it. There's not much difference between the two right now. They're very, very close in terms of market cap. There's little to no difference in them. Why has my coin market cap got? Again, this is what I've been dealing with all day. Look at this stuff. Like, I had Sui down at 23 when it had a high markup than Uniswaps. Like, my PC's been bugging out and it's really doing my nut in. But yeah, we can see. If you want to switch all your Kaspa to Sui, that's your own prerogative, man. Trade at your own discretion. I think Sui is a good project, one that I'm looking more and more into daily. I think Sui is going to do decent in this cycle. But I personally am going to continue holding on to Kaspa. I understand the frustration with Kaspa when you look at Kaspa since November of last year, 2023, and it's had little to no price movement since. Well, it's had a lot of price movement, of course, up and down, but from November, it's is up what 1 100%. I understand the frustration with that. I really, really do. And this is one of the reasons why I reiterate time and time again that when investing, you can't be emotional. You got to be logical. If you have done your research and you logically think that Kaspa's not going to do anything, then fine, get out of the project. That's your own prerogative. That's all for you to decide. Me personally, I think Kaspa is still going to do very, very well. It's had a tough level of a tough time in the last few weeks, especially. But now you've got all the development for Kaspa finally starting to come out. KRC20 just been released last Sunday. KRI are having an event in just 2 days' time, which could be very, very big for Kaspa. You've got the 10 block per second, which is coming out in Q1 2025. You've got smart contracts that are going to be in development on the way. You've got stable coins that are incoming to Kaspa. USDT and USDC are coming through the likes of Change Finance and Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, which is also very, very big. We're going to see more projects from the KRI and coming to KRC20 as well. We're going to see, Dagnite in due time. We still have not got any major tier 1 listings. Look at Sui. Sui has Binance. It has Coinbase. That's why Sui has more price movement as well, because it has the adoption that Kaspa does not have. If Kaspa had these listings, if Kaspa had these tier 1s, Kaspa would be a top 20 easily. No doubt in my mind, Kaspa would be a top 20 if it had any tier 1s. Any major tier 1s, it would be a top 20. It'd be there. But it doesn't. That's because it's a fair launch proof of work. And I'm not going to buy the way onto exchanges. And I think Kaspa will get these listings. I'm not sure when. No one knows when. We can speculate when, but no one actually knows the timing of when it will happen. But when Kaspa does get these Binances and Coinbases and the Krakens and the Geminis and the Crypto.coms and the Robinhood, you name them, once it gets it, I think Kaspa's going to do very, very well. It's going to do very, very well. I mean, the way I look at it as well, I think Sui's going to do very, very well as well. I think Sui is also a good project. But look at the all-time chart for both of them. For those who are worried about Kaspa, I get it. I really, really do. Kaspa's price will be moving for a very, very long time. But then if you take a step out and look what it's done since its launch, that for me is enough to be like, yeah, you know what? It's just in this period. Not all projects are just going to do this all the time. Kaspa did that early on, but now it's had this stage where since its launch, it's just been development. And since it had this Bybit listing, where it had Bybit listed and went from 5 cents to 15 cents, it's just basically been doing this the whole time. But it's been consolidating this whole region because it's just been building. It's been building for a very, very long time. Now you have KRC20. Finally, you have one of the major developments for Kaspa finally coming out. You got 10 BPS finally confirmed. They had the soft fork for the miners, which actually, we're speaking of which, we can see this happening, a new Rust RK upgrade to the 0.15.1 update, which almost is fully migrated over. Actually, I think that's why the hash rate has been dropping a little bit over the past few days. I think it's because a lot of the miners now have been switching to the new RK function. There's probably other factors to it as well, but I think that's one of the main reasons for it. But you had the soft fork and now you got the hard forking coming, so I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of these price action for Kaspa starting to come in October, which again, you've got the FTX redistribution of $16 billion coming. You've got empty money supply being at all-time highs, 94 trillion, above that, going higher and higher. There's a lot of proof here to indicate that we're going to start seeing some bullish momentum for crypto, and hopefully Kaspa following that very, very soon. And yes, it was a doorbell you just heard. I'm hoping that my housemate will go and get it. If not housemate, then well, I guess I'll have to leave the stream for a little bit, for a few seconds, which is, again, just my luck. I've had technical difficulties. Oh, gosh, give me a moment. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm very, very sorry. Well, that was eventful, weren't it? My luck today has been absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Gosh, I don't get paid enough for this. But yeah, I don't even know where I was. Yeah, it's just I think Kaspa's going to do well. If you want to set up for Sui, go for it, my man. Oh my gosh. DJ Chamor, Economic Times. A questionable source exhibit one or more of the following extreme bias: consistent promotion of propaganda, conspiracies, poor or no sourcing to credible information, etc. Again, Economic Times is one of the sources I showcased in this video, but it's not the only source I've showcased. If you've been following my streams for enough time now, you'll see the source I've been talking about time and time again regarding regarding indicators. Market indicators suggest that we're going to start seeing, potential recessions on the horizon. You've got this post here from Professor St. Onge, who's also a very knowledgeable guy when it comes to economic data, talking about we've got a big recession signal, which is talking about the yield curve that went normal. This is basically covering this video that I spoke about in a stream about a week or two ago, which I also made an extensive thread in my survey, TLDR of what was talked about in this 6-minute video, talking about historical data was showcased time and time again with the yield curve when it remains inverted for too long, and then when it comes back out, it normally signals the recession. Not straight away, but months afterwards. Economic Times is one sort of information that I showcase. I'm not saying all. That's why whenever I do research, my man, I don't look at one source and say this is the holy grail. Listen to it. Same thing with Kaspa's price. When I say people are saying Kaspa already reached $3 max because that's what the power law says, I'm like, the power law is one indicator, a good indicator for Kaspa as a proof of work project, but is one indicator of many you need to understand to divide. I mean, I'm not saying the power law is incorrect. I'm just saying it's one indicator of many that will help you devise and understand where the market's going to be going. The power law says Kaspa will reach minimum $1.20, max $3 in this cycle. And I'm saying, okay, well, if you take that takes into account the emission cycle, price over time. Doesn't take into account the KRI and what they're doing with Kaspa. Doesn't take into account the Dagnite, the smart contracts, the institutional adoption that's coming in for Kaspa and crypto in general. The 10 block per second, the KRC20, the exchange listings, you name it, it goes on and on and on. The power law is a good indicator, but it's not the do or die. When I'm doing research into this sort of stuff, when I make a title stating Wall Street confirms near 100% chance of recession, that's the title of the thing for you to click the video. Yeah, the Economic Times says that, but I've showcased time and time again videos and proof showcasing that there's a lot of data suggesting that we are in, leading towards a recession. I'm not here trying to spread FUD. That's not my role here. I'm not trying to make everyone panic and be like, oh, what we're going to do then. My role is just to give you information to help you understand the current situation we're in the economy, and then hopefully you can then do your own research, because you need to be doing that anyways, to devise your own trading strategies and work out what you need to do to try and, not fall victim to the potential situation. Nothing's guaranteed, of course, it may not happen, but it's just seemingly the chances of it are rising more and more. And this sort of information is just, again, another sort of information to add to an ever-growing list that suggests that we are starting to enter into an economic downturn. We've been seeing it for a while now. I don't see Kaspa hitting $1. If that's what you think, Mohammed, man, again, you're welcome to sell and get out of Kaspa. I just hope you don't regret yourself. I just hope you don't regret it, my man. That's all I'm saying. If you want to get out of Kaspa, you don't think it's going to hit $1, then that's your own decision. That's fine. Go for it, man. I'm not going to tell you not to invest in Kaspa or to invest into it. I don't. Respectfully, Mohammed, what people do in their investments, it doesn't bother me. I'll give you my prediction of where I think crypto's going to go, where Kaspa's going to go as a educator, as the funny the internet man on just telling you what I believe and trying to create a platform where I'm trying to spread you information. I'm not just waffling to you all. I'm giving you sort of information to showcase what's happening in the market right now. That's my role. That's my job to you all. What I want to do for all of you, to help you. Not go into this market blind. Going to market blind is dangerous. But acting on emotions is dangerous. You're better off having all the information there and devising a logical strategy. If you don't think Kaspa's going to hit $1, then yeah, that's your own decision. Then by all means, sell your Kaspa, get into Sui, whatever else you want, and hopefully you make your bags. But if Kaspa ends up going to $1 and you end up getting upset by it, I mean that was on you. Make sure you understand what you hold. That's all you need to do. Understand what you hold. If you think Kaspa's not going to hit $1, then that's your decision, my man. I think it will. Right now we're lacking the adoption, and also the market. There's not, again, Kaspa is not down right now, but what project right now is pumping? Again, Kaspa's been in this level for quite some time, but I again would ask you to go to CoinMarketCap or any other exchange or any other platform, just look at this chart and tell me what other projects done this, because I don't know any that has done this. And this is, again, really early for Kaspa. Kaspa still has not got the adoption that every other project got. Kaspa is sitting in top 21 with no tier 1 listings. Every other project in the top 100, every other project you see in this top 100 right now will have a tier 1 listing of some type. I can borderline guarantee that. Every other listing here is not even out to 100 as well. Kaspa does not. When Kaspa gets tier 1s, that means when these sort of price fluctuations happen, Kaspa will have the big tier 1 level of adoption to have, to then we can start seeing more movement. There's only so much. If Kaspa doesn't get any tier 1s, then yeah, maybe Kaspa will get $1, maybe. But I think it will. I think it's more or less confirmed. In fact, it has been confirmed. Kraken confirmed they got a spot listing, so it has been confirmed we'll get tier 1s. When we get that level of adoption, then we'll see Kaspa start moving a little bit more. Just to take a note that Sui have VCs. Well, yeah, Sui also have venture capitals. There you go. So you took Sui. I hope you will not regret it. People are impatient, make mistakes, and they're complaining. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not here to spread hate, slate anyone. I'm trying to keep you educated. My role in this community to you all is to try and keep you educated, trying to detach you from the emotional sentiment that comes with trading. Because all humans are emotional by nature. That's what happens. One of the hardest things to do when you're an investor is to attach your emotions from the investments, and you remain just logical. I've been buying Kaspa here and there every single time. I've also bought Kaspa at the top here. I've bought Kaspa down here. I bought Kaspa down here, and I've been buying little bits here and there. I also got in at 5 cents as well. But when Kaspa went up here to 20.7 cents, I thought there'd be a new breakout, because I didn't take into account the Fed was not going to cut rates. I thought they would, and they didn't. So I bought up here and Kaspa's down here. Obviously, I've got more Kaspa. I'm up. But the point being is, when that happened, I was like, oh, was my strategy bad? I don't think so. Should I have done more research? Yes. Okay, fine. Am I upset by it? No. I got more Kaspa, and it ultimately is what I'm optimistic where it's going to go long term. So I think buying Kaspa here for when it should something that should hit $1, if not 2, if not 3, if not 5, if not 10. I'm not saying this cycle. I'm just saying in general. Although in this cycle, most of them are guaranteed, in my opinion. Then 20 cents is nothing. So I'm again not too worried about where Kaspa goes. Kaspa has the advantage that many don't have, being a decentralized platform. One of the few decentralized platforms, truly decentralized platforms in this space. I think Sui's one that will do very, very good. It's been growing quickly. Again, launched in July. Launched 2023, mid 2023. So on the looks of it on CoinMarketCap. So it's quite a new project, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming up for Sui recently, and I think it's one that I would like to get into. I'm doing research into it as we speak, but I'm not gonna. My bag in Kaspa is gonna be much bigger than Sui, because as also Sweet Potato puts here, Sui has 20% allocation to venture capital, so it's not decentralized. Therefore, there is always a risk. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a risk that they could rug people. That's the benefits of being in a proof of work project like Bitcoin or Kaspa. Because of their decentralized nature, chances of there being a rug is much smaller. If a company, venture capitals, the developer project, maybe if they own a sizable portion of the project, like even XRP, that's why people understand why people don't like XRP. Because XRP are like, I'm pretty sure that allocation to developers and institutions is like well over 50%, if not higher than that. Like, it's high. And that's why with my investment into XRP, it is minimal, because I understand that it's always a chance they could rug. And I don't want my money to be rugged. So my money into Kaspa is something that is so small that it would not affect me. It would not bother me. If it ends up, jumping to, let's say, $100, well, let's just say, theoretically speaking, $100 Kaspa, not Kaspa, XRP, I would have made a 200x. Again, that's just throwing a random number out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen. My point is just a point that I've got a little one in there just so I can hedge my bets. And Sui's one that I'll probably do the same thing for, but Kaspa's one that's going to be my biggest bag, because I believe in where it's going to go. It's got the developments finally coming out. It's been a project that all the development for Kaspa, the price movement for Kaspa right now has been purely it's been just FOMO driven, and for what's meant to be coming out for Kaspa, but nothing's actually come out just yet. KRC20 was the first major thing to come up for Kaspa. Technically speaking, it was the soft fork of the Rusty Kaspa. That was the first major thing. And also keep in mind that Rusty Kaspa, that was what Michael Sutton and Jonathan Topolinsky decided to create, because they were struggling / bored of continually working on Dagnite. They were struggling with Dagnite. They were bored of Dagnite. They wanted to try and do something that, in the words of Michael Sutton, this is stuff I'll find the source for this at some point in a later stream. Michael Sutton said that he wanted to work on something easier, so he tried to do Rust. Rust in itself is already groundbreaking technology. Groundbreaking. We're going to see 10 BPS very, very soon. That will help Kaspa, stand out even more in this market. And with KRC20 just coming out, the adoption's great, but it's not there yet. But as Kaspa solidifies itself more and more on the platform, we'll end up seeing more price surges for Kaspa. I don't think Sui is a bad project. I think Sui has decent potential, but I think Kaspa is just different gravy, truth be told. Might be slightly biased, again, because I am a Kaspa holder, of course. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to spread head to anyone who wants to get out of Kaspa. If you don't like Kaspa, then by all means go for it. hold my heart, hope that I do not care if you're in Kaspa or not. I'll explain my reason for why I'm in Kaspa, and that's it. That's only a Bybit listing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was also very, very early Kaspa. A Binance listing would generate a lot of price movement for Kaspa. I'm not saying it would do like the same level of like 3x, which would mean we see Kaspa go to like, 40, 50 cents. But Binance listing in itself would be very, very bullish. Let's just say it goes up, a 5 cents margin, or even let's just say 10 cents, like it did from 5 to 15. It goes, let's just say it happened today, it goes 16 to 26, or even 30. Let's just say we might see that. But what matters is not the immediate listing; it's the long-term effect of the listing. That's what matters. The long-term effect is what matters, because the long-term effect is what will give Kaspa the adoption it needs. If you have Binance listed on Kaspa, if Kaspa's listed on Binance, then when all the retail investors, people who casual traders finally get in, because again, look at this is all you need to look at: exchange listings, Binance. Even this is down right now. I've seen this peak to 20 on 24 hour, 20 billion 24 hour, 11 million weekly visits. This is down from what it's normally at, but this is Binance, the biggest exchange by a country mile. A Binance listing would be so creative at Kaspa, because it gives so much more ways for the adoption of Kaspa. The casual traders will finally be able to buy Kaspa. A lot of people don't want to go through the nitty-gritty of going onto the small exchanges like Pi and Next with the United States recently, which I think is still a good thing, but either way, Pi and Next, L Bank, Mexi. Mexi's a decent one. You got 5.5 weekly visits million. KuCoin, you got Gate, you got Bybit again. You got these massive exchanges, but some people don't want to use them. They only want to use the Coinbase and Binance because they're the biggest ones and the most trusted ones. When you see them, you'll see tides turn. Even with Kraken, you'll see tides turn. What we need right now is the developments for Kaspa, which are coming out slowly, but they're coming out and they're working. KLC20 is a testament to that. And then we need to see the exchange listing adoption as well. You got to be careful, especially with Kaspa right now, because of how successful Kaspa is as a project already. People are trying to take advantage of people. People are not trying to scam you if the project was bad. At least that's what I'd like to believe. And we're seeing more and more of these. We had the whole KDX thing that I mentioned in my last stream, which I'm going to be talking about in a video. I think later today I'm going to make a video on it, just talking about, be wary of scams. We've got this other stuff, which the posts are unavailable right now. Kaspa Guru basically just said, warning Kas fam, the fair launch token performed the best anyways. This is recorded into a post that has been taken down, so I don't know what it's actually about. If anyone does, then let me know. But I don't know what the post is actually about. But seemingly, I'm guessing there was another meme token launched with Kaspa that is, was a scam. And it's been taken down now. So you've got to be very, very careful in this market. It's nothing guaranteed. This is again testament to how good KS20 has been. And it's early. It's so early. That's what I think is the most crazy thing. It's so early. Kaspa KS20 mining is still by far, it's still far better with the added fees. Prior to KS20, this man yielded 55 Kaspa on his KS3, and now they're yielding 82. That is roughly a 400% increase. Absolutely loving the extra yield even a week later. So we can see just a little picture here of the earnings he'd be getting. Okay, you can't really see it in the screen, but yeah, you can see it if you look here. Like the KS20 has given miners more means to make money with Kaspa. That's also going to help as a proof of work project. That's a very, very big deal. And in due time, we're going to start seeing, I'm sure, this hash rate turn tail and start going up again. Right now, it's in a stagnant phase. But if everything just went up, it'd be boring. And everyone would be, not boring, but if everything just went up constantly, everyone would be millionaires. Don't get me wrong, I understand the frustration with Kaspa being, consolidating technically for like almost a year. I get that. But how many other projects have done similar things? Or aren't even back to the same, like Kaspa's still nearing all-time high levels. It's at 16 cents. Its all-time high is 20 cents. And you've got projects here, like, look any of these projects here. Let's look at Ethereum in the last year. It's up 60% in the last year. But it's done nothing that crazy. And even then, like, look at it from its all-time. It's nowhere near its all-time high. Kaspa is. It's just, it just needs time. And also Pygo's also touched this a little bit. Again, this is not me trying to slew out Muhammad at all. I'm just trying to bring information. But again, when you're investing, like Sui, as we can see, if you look at his market, Sui in the last week has done a very, very big pump. 30%. But if you want to get into a project, you want to get into a project when it's down. If a project, if what you want to do when you're investing, the best thing to do, of course, you do your research, of course. You want to find a project that has a lot of good potential. You have, you're optimistic about it, and you think it's going to do very, very well. And then you want to find the opportune time to buy into it. If you buy at the top, you're going to lose money. Well, potentially. Again, it might just go higher and higher. But some of these projects, like even Tao right now up 40%. I've been looking to get into Tao recently, but I'm not getting into it just yet. It's up quite significantly. I'm waiting for it to come down a little before I start to get into it again. If it doesn't, then fine. So be it. I need to look more into Tau still. I'm still looking more into Tau, but you want to find a good time to get in when it's low. If Kaspa comes down to 15 cents, I'm buying more. Right now it's down 4.4%, 4.45%, 16.39 cents. You might see it go lower, but again, we'll have to wait and see. What's up, Beaverman? Welcome back to the stream. Kaspa only has a 24-hour volume of 35 million right now. I mean, yeah, that also does, that does kind of suck. Considering that at the launch of KRC20, it was at 100 million. That's quite a significant drop. But it's still a top 131 volume again. Again, if Kaspa had these, I know it's probably quite tiring hearing the whole if, when, maybe sort of stuff. I get it, but like. It's one of the most important things, and one of the things that I feel need to constantly reiterate to people who end up worrying about where Kaspa's going to go. There are no tier 1 listings. I'll say it again, there are no tier 1 listings. I know you're tired of hearing it, but there are no tier 1 listings. This volume with no major tier 1 listings is good. If you had Binance and Coinbase and Kraken and Gemini and Crypto.com, this would be lowest 100, I'm sure of it. Kaspa's got so much FOMO. It's a project that has so much demand about it. You're seeing Bitcoin maxis talk about it more and more. You're seeing Marathon starting to diversify, the first time ever diversify their portfolio from Bitcoin to start now investing into Kaspa. And yet people heard, oh yeah, we might just get into Kaspa so we can then buy more Bitcoin. Have they done that? If they have, it's been very minimal. And either way, they're still holding Kaspa. They're mining more and more of it. Point being, they diversify to get into Kaspa. You're seeing more and more adoption coming to Kaspa. The KII are going to be a major factor to Kaspa's adoption and growth. This event is going to be, I think, very, very big for them. For Kaspa and for KII, we're going to see, a surge in Kaspa adoption. Right now, Kaspa's at a low point. It does suck, I get it. But this is where you want to be, dividing your trade strategy even more so and looking more into Kaspa and trying to think, again, I'm not trying to say judge the bottom. That sort of stuff is always tough to do and you probably never do it. But like, there's a time where you want to be most excited about Kaspa. Like, cause again, it presents you another potential buying opportunity. If you believe in this project and its future, it presents another good buying opportunity for Kaspa. As it's, it's correcting in price, and seemingly the belief in the project has dipped down significantly, or not belief, but the volume of the project, the liquidity going through the project has dipped down quite significantly. It just means that when the next major announcement happens for Kaspa, which could be, again, the Kraken listing secured. That's one thing you want. There's no tier 1s, and Kraken listing is secured. Kraken listing is secured. That might happen in October, it might happen in November. We have to wait and see. It might happen until December, we don't know, but we know it's secured. And when it ends up being announced, it won't be a crazy pump, but it'll be a tier 1, potentially the first of, not even potentially, I think it will be the first of many. And we'll see then Kaspa, start to generate FOMO from the Kraken announcement. It will then correct following the release, the post announcement, but that in itself will just give it more, again, that volume there for the Kaspa volume will unlikely be this low again. With one tier 1, and then again when they build up more and more, you'll see more tier 1s incoming. And yeah, if it hits $1, then we'll have a beach party on Crypto Cash, men's playground, you know it. Hotel Cockle, yeah, damn straight. KRC20 requires a little bit of time to stabilize. The volume for Kaspa will be increased. Don't be impatient. We also expect 10 BPS. So many bullish news. That's again what I'm trying to reiterate. I don't want to, my job in this is not to tell everyone you're stupid. Because I don't think anyone in the market is stupid. I think everyone is either acting on emotions or they're maybe misinformed. I don't want to say anyone's stupid in the market. I don't think anyone's stupid. I think everyone has everyone's here in crypto before a bull pump. Potentially going to be one of the biggest ones in history before a potential recession. So you have time to potentially create a strategy to, lessen the burden or avoid this potential outcome. You guys aren't stupid. You're in this market early. That's a very, very big feat. Because most people are going to get in start of 2025. Might be too late then. Or the amount of money they can make is going to be much less because they're getting in late. You guys here are in this market, whether it be with a few hundred, a few thousand, a few 100,000, a few millions. You're in this market early to make money. You guys aren't stupid by any means. But you can't act on emotion, because otherwise you're going to end up losing all your money. You got to understand what you hold, which means you're doing your research. And it doesn't just mean when people ask me, oh, what do I think of, Fifi? As I've been asked time and time again, Fefe, Fifi, this project, this weird ass, whack ass meme token that I just don't care about. Like, we can see it's done just nothing. It had this little nice run and it's come back down again. I don't know if it's going to do anything. Look at when I'm talking about Fifi, you have these listings, you have this market cap, the volume, you're like, okay, cool, that's Fifi. That's what I can do from little analysis. When I'm saying doing research, I don't mean do this. This is quick research for a streamer, for me to give you some basic coverage on what Fifi is and what other projects are. When I'm saying research, I mean you're going through. I've spent easily thousands of hours researching into Kaspa. If you guys been following my channel, the past 50 plus days I've been doing live streams. That's an hour a day talking to you guys about market sentiment and Kaspa. I've been making videos on Kaspa, following Kaspa since it's at 5 cents. So 5 cents Kaspa, we look all the way back here, that's at least a year. And I was following it before that. I just didn't get into it then. I got into it here. I was following it at 3 cents. Found here. I looked at April 2023. That's when I started looking into Kaspa. So I've had easily 1,000 hours of research into Kaspa, learning what it's trying to do, understanding, and there's still more for me to learn. Everyone has more to learn, of course, more for me to learn as always, and that's why I also created a free Discord server for not just my benefit, but everyone's benefit, to help us all have a very friendly and knowledgeable space where we can all help increase our knowledge, to help devise trading strategies, to help hopefully make profit in this market, whether it be through Kaspa, whether it be through other projects, altcoins, whether it be through quick trading, which is stuff that I want to get into very, very soon. I'm going to be talking about it more again in the future, but it's all this sort of stuff that you got a lot. I've been following Kaspa for so long that this is the research you need to do when you're looking to a project. You can't just look at a market. You can't just look into a market, go onto just let's say that the trending page. I don't know where the trending page. I used to always go on the trending page. I don't know where the trending page even is anymore. But when I used to go on Comic, I used to come here, go to the trending page, and just look at the projects that are doing well. You can't do that. You've got to look at the project in-depth research to understand it. And Kaspa is one that I've done a lot of research into. That's why I'm bullish on it. The only one that's sold a trilemma. It's got 10 BPS incoming. Tier 1's not here yet, but incoming. There's a lot incoming for Kaspa that makes me optimistic about the project. I do a lot of research and I find it fascinating that Jonas Belinsky shares the same birthday as... Okay, I'm not getting into the whole YS and SN, the same person malarkey again. Do you think Sui can outperform Kaspa in terms of gains at this moment due to lack of most tier 1s listings? Good question, Wesley. Good question. I think Kaspa will get tier 1 listings. Kraken confirmed. Binance seemingly very likely. Can't attest for Coinbase. I'm sure it will happen, but I can't attest for when it's going to happen. I think OKX will do it again. Can't attest for when, but OKX is a... Oh, let me get rid of all these stupid tabs. I can't attest for OKX. OKX, like, they are a venture of the FKRC20, but I can't attest to when they're going to list it. To ultimately answer your question, I think Sui is a project that right now, at this current moment in time, would outperform Kaspa with the tier 1 listings. Again, we'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. It's doing well right now. We'll have to wait and see where it goes. It's it's actually flipped Kaspa market right now. I think it's now just flipped Kaspa. If we refresh it. Okay, again, this website is just buggy right now. You can see, the market cap right now for Sui is above Kaspa, so it's actually flipped Kaspa just now. And it's not to say that and it's kind of saying it has the potential to do that, but with Kaspa, when it has the tier 1 listings, when it has the 10 BPS coming out Q1 2025, when you have the eventual smart contracts, and that might not be till 2026, if not after that. Point being is, Sui might overtake Kaspa this cycle potentially, but I think long term it won't matter. I think Kaspa in itself is a project that still has a lot incoming through it, and I think these things are going to happen like to snap of your finger, happen when you least expect it. In regards to, I think Kaspa's going to end 2024. I think Kaspa's going to be a project that hopefully will hit at least 40 cents. My region's around 40 cents Kaspa end of 2024 as a bare minimum, but that depends on little to no news coming out, no tier 1s, no other projects coming out for Kaspa, and all just kind of in stagnation. But we're going to have Kraken most likely before the end of this year, Binance potentially before the end of this year. We're going to see 10 BPS FOMO going to start generating because it's going to be releasing Q1 2025. KRC20 would have brought more and more. KRI going to get more involved, you name it. I think we still have a chance potentially to see a $1 cap at the end of this year. Potentially. My conservative is probably like 35, 40 cents. My likely for the end of this year will be probably 50, 60 cents, and then bullish would be like $1 if we get the Binance listing. Binance listing is the main one I think I need to say though. AI is and will continue to perform well in the cycle. Zero Labs, DEAI, and AIOZ. I'll look at them real quick, and I mean I'll look at them real quick whilst we're talking about it. And in that regard, I do also agree that yeah, I think I already looked at Zero Labs. I think you already told me about it. Did I not make a post? I think yeah, you told me about it already actually, and I was like, yeah, the project that it's a micro cap right now, very very small. So I kind of test. It's got some good listings, you know, Mexi, Bitmart, XT, Gate. I want to see a few more listings. Not got enough listings for me, big listings, but hopefully that will happen. It's a micro cap project, so it's very very small. So again, Zero Labs is one that, as an AI project, AI projects do have a very very good chance to do very very well, even though the market's correcting right now, as you said, yeah, up 22%, which is quite good. And if it gets the adoption in time for the bull cycle, yes, I think it could do quite well, because I think AI is going to be a very, very big thing. We're seeing a massive shift towards AI with the Web 2 players, the financial institutions, NVIDIA getting more and more involved. The better NVIDIA does, the better AI does as well, which is also good. So I think that is potential. I can't attest for Zero Labs right now because I still need more research into it. And equally, yes, because it's such a small project, market caps always have a chance to miss the bull cycle. So you have to be very, very wary of those. And then OZ, this project is far, far bigger. $500 million market cap, 5 million trading volume. Got Coinbase, it's got KuCoin, it's got Crypto.com. So it's got some big exchanges already. It is down significantly since its launch, which was peak of the bull cycle, 2021. So we'll have to see how well it does. That market does not fill me a lot of hope, but again, if it's an AI project, it's launched in a time where AI wasn't that big, and now AI has become very, very big in the last few years, hence why we've seen a bit more of an increase in price. But it's a project that, again, I'll also put down a list, I put down a name of, to research into it, because AI project is one that I'm also going to be looking more and more into, because I think they do actually have a very, very decent level of potential because of the fact that yeah, the AI projects are ones that have potential because that's what, you know, that's where the world's going to right now. AI is growing up more and more. Right now, the ones I know about AI regards is the one this one now is one I've got down on my list, which I'm going to look more and more into. Obviously, I just looked into Zero Labs. Also, I have deepfake AI, is another one that people are talking about. Which again, these projects are small, but if these ones do a very, very small AI project, but if it does very, very small, so one that also could very well miss the market, very few listings as well, which again is not the best thing, but AI projects are ones that do have a good chance in the market, so I'm looking out for them right now, and you guys are helping me do that. So again, thank you very much for doing that. And equally, if you guys, you know, in my server, free Discord server, which I've put in the chat numerous times in the description, also on my YouTube homepage, as I can show you guys here. Oh great, now my screen's frozen. Cool. Yeah, I love the internet, don't you guys? I have to restart my PC after this stream, I think. I've had enough of it today. But yes, this is where I'm, you know, building a community to understand Kaspa more, of course, building Kaspa news, but also understanding more about crypto market sentiments, and also trying to understand more about crypto projects. Learning more about crypto projects. We're going to start expanding, you know, in next week, I'd like to believe, and talking more about crypto projects to make other subcategories, not talk about Kaspa, but probably like an AI section, maybe a gaming section, maybe a DeFi section. You know, we'll go from there and just trying to let everyone contribute to what they want to do to put in projects, and then we'll decipher, you know, whether we believe it's good or not, and then maybe make a section which ones that we actually believe are ones that have potential. If people want to invest in it, go for it. Why doesn't the Kaspa community simply raise money to pay for a listing until one exchanges? Otherwise, Kaspa may not be listed for long. It's a good question. I don't have an answer for that, truth be told. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. I mean, Kaspa maybe people want to stay true to the whole element of Kaspa being a fair, not proof of work. They don't want people don't want to pay their way onto anything. They want it to be done legit. And it might, and if Kaspa does get a listing, then, you know, it does suck. But again, these exchanges will end up wanting to list Kaspa. There's no doubt about it. With what Kaspa's building, the technology they're building, you have every single industry from Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin quoting and praising Sam Polinsky's work. You got the creator of smart contract, Nick Szabo, saying that Yonatan Polinsky and Aviv Zohar, his mentor, are experts in Bitcoin security, a skill set in scarce supply. You've seen what they developed time and time again. You see the exchanges are now interacting with them. We had this. I'm gonna try and find this thing here. Yeah, here you go. This post, this live that happened at the 7th of August, so a month and a half ago, right? At the 30-minute mark to 35-minute mark in this live, I'll recommend everyone to watch to listen to it. Wolfie, one of the Kaspa ambassadors, confirmed that they have been in talks with six of the top tier exchange listings for 6+ months. So these exchanges know of Kaspa. Why they've not listed again is a guessing game, we don't know. But there's confirmation from the Kaspa team that they have been in talks with exchange listings. So it's not like, it might take a while to list them because again it's a fair enough proof of work, but they are in talks. So it's not like we're just waiting because they're not recognizing Kaspa. They recognize Kaspa, they're just not doing anything yet because all the exchanges here since for years, because it's been happening like this for years. These exchanges are used to people paying their way onto exchanges. That's what's happened now. They have not had to build up their own accumulation to list a project, which is what Kaspa's doing. But that has now been the total hour of the stream. I'm going to answer a few more questions before I leave it for today. Try and find the questions that I think is good. Smart people buy their candles always took a 19. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that I am smart, but I'm saying yeah, I bought up here. I saw it coming down and I waited. I bought down here at 17 cents region, thinking it might come back. So then I saw the crash. And then people in my community bought down here. I bought here. And then I bought blows here. And I didn't buy at all this whole section. Then I bought here. And I have not bought anywhere here yet. And I might buy if it comes down here. But I might now be able to buy many of the dips. Even though I bought the top here, I bought the top and I DCA'd lower. Kaspa. Yeah, you know it, David. I'm a proud dolphin, Kaspa holder. You're gonna be a millionaire, my man. Big up to you. Kaspa didn't crash from the big volume transaction that did in 8 hours. On the contrary, either does this transaction once a week. Yeah, I mean, that's also a very, very important sentiment. With KLC20, what it did, KLC20, people thought it was a failure because it was so congested, and Kaspa also messed things up. But for the most part, Kaspa was not okay. Before I get into that point, shout out to Mikey again, once again, my man. Thank you very much for the $20 Canadian donation. He's a legend. Honestly, he's a legend. So thank you very much. Not even a message, just want to give it to me because he enjoys the stream. So again, thank you very much, Mikey. You're a legend, and hopefully you enjoyed the streams as always. I know you're part of my community, and you are good in the space, my man. Thank you very much. Going back onto what Crypto Tech OD said. Yeah, Kaspa didn't crash. The Kaspa didn't crash. It got congested because there was so much volume, but it didn't crash, which is insane, very, very big. But yeah, the transaction that went on with KLC20, which was I think in the 13 million or something like that. I don't know. It was ridiculous how high it was. It's more than what Ethereum does in 1 week. Yes, that was the initial launch. Obviously, it's dropped down massively since then. But the point being, again, KLC20 was very, very big, and that's the sort of volume that it can do in the future with 10 BPS coming on as well, and all the other projects coming on. That's what Kaspa do in the future, and it could dominate all these other chains, all these other protocols that have these L1s, the other, like Ethereum. It'll flip Ethereum, it'll flip Solana, it'll flip XRP, it'll flip Tron, Cardano, you name it. In due time, I think it will. Okay, but Pygo's answer said you can't pay for someone listings, but doesn't accept money. They list when they list. They need to accumulate capital in order to list. I mean, from what I understand, the listings are used to being paid to get on exchanges. A lot of these projects in the top 100, they didn't get onto these tier 1s because the exchanges bought them. They were paid, whether they were paid with, the ICP token or the Sui token to get onto exchanges. They were paid to get on it. Why Kaspa not done that? If they can do that, I don't know. Point being is that it doesn't bother me either way. Because I think in due time we'll see tier 1 listings. Pepe died like that, so if Cat Purd doesn't get tier 1, then it's over. Oh, Kaspa, we won't get tier 1. If you don't believe we'll get tier 1 twice, then that's your own prerogative. You're welcome to believe that. I think we will. I mean, Kraken, again, I'm going to load this up just to prove you will get a tier 1. Because it's not a case of, the Binance and the Coinbase and the OKX is speculation. I agree with that. It's speculation. Where's the post? Because I put it in my community server, so I know I've posted it. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, here you go. This post. Apologies. Yeah, here you go. So yeah, the Binance one, the Coinbase one, the OKX one, all they're speculation, but this is from 18th of August, Kraken support, and it says, regressively, listing requires significant time and resources for implementation within our infrastructure. However, rest assured, we have secured a spot for Kaspa, and we'll add it to our platform ASAP. So we have confirmation, tier 1s are coming. There's no doubt about it. We will get a tier 1. So that's why I also disagree with that statement twice, because this is proof from Kraken support. You know, this is Kraken's official support page. They've confirmed we have a spot secured for Kaspa. It takes time. It takes time. That's all it is. You need to be patient. Don't be emotional. Be logical. This is logic here. Logic showing to us that we've got a spot listing secured. Emotionally, you don't know when it's going to happen, so you panic. But we know we have one. So just do your research and just help devise your trading strategies. That's all it is. Don't be emotional when you're doing this event, because you're going to lose money otherwise. If you're emotional, if you look at the market for Kaspa right now and you see Kaspa's done nothing for the past year and you get emotional off that, then you're going to end up losing money. Because potentially Kaspa takes off in the next month. And then you're like, oh, what did I get out of Kaspa? Because you were emotional. If you have done research into Kaspa and you know what the project is about and what it holds and what the technology is, I would double down. That's what I've done. When I've gone to Kaspa, I looked at Kaspa at 3 cents. And I thought, oh, maybe it might do alright. And then I saw it come back down. I was like, oh, maybe not. And then it came back up to 5 cents. I was like, oh, okay. Just do more research into it and make sure I know what I'm talking about and looking at. And I saw, like, oh, okay, that's a good project then. I bought it and then bought it just before Bybit listings shot up. And I've been buying, more and more research into Kaspa, the more and more bullish I got about it. And I know what I hold. If Kaspa does nothing this cycle, I'm still not going to care. I'm going to buy more. Because I know what I hold and I think it's going to do very well in the future. And I also agree with Beebs here, KRI could be bigger than most people realise, 100%. So enterprise profit tomorrow, potentially good news to be announced. Again, you got that as well. Again, Kaspa has 2 events incoming. The enterprise event happening in Austria, I believe, tomorrow, and also I think I'll retweet this one actually, so I can find it quick. Yeah, here you go. So you got the Austrian National Bank CAS meetup starting tomorrow till the 25th, and then one in Dublin, the KRI, from the 23rd to 24th. So it's all starting tomorrow. All of it's starting tomorrow. So very, very cool. Tier 1 exchange with liquidity, and when people normally understand what team is behind Kaspa, FOMO will go crazy. Exactly. I completely agree. So Poker Surfing, my man, welcome back to the stream. And I enjoyed my weekend very much, actually. I played football earlier and we won 6-1. Even scored a goal from a defending position. Centre back. Me. I'm normally a midfielder. Don't know why I'm playing centre back today, but hey ho. But yeah, I had a very good weekend so far. And despite the technical difficulties I had earlier with my stream, and I'm still having them, and it's doing my absolute noggin in, it's been a good day. And again, you guys have made it very, very enjoyable. So thank you very much, as always, for being in the stream. If you enjoy these streams, be doing these daily. As always, leave a like on the stream, share with your friends to let them know more about Kaspa and crypto, and subscribe for more. And if you want to know more about crypto market sentiment, then always join my free Discord as well to understand more. And hopefully, you'll be able to be part of us in the biggest wealth transfer in history. Oh yeah, that's the whole Mikey as a donor. Oh wow, that was Mikey's 10th super on a live stream. So actually, I remember when Mikey gave me his first super. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but it was the 3rd ever super chat he'd given. The 3rd ever super he'd given to me, and now I've got his 10th. I'm getting the milestones from Mikey, my man. Thank you very much again. I'm just giving you more praise, but thank you very much for the donor again, my brother. You're an absolute legend. What's up, Boot Andy? Oh, Andy. I didn't say Andy. What's up, Andy, my man? What's up, Andy? What would happen? What would have to happen for Kaspa to fail? Good question. Chances are very small of that happening. I think the miners will have to completely disappear. Which right now, despite the unprofitable bit, the fact that mining is not profitable for Kaspa right now for the most part, it's more profitable than Bitcoin is right now. I think miners have to disappear, and then you'd have to have a. And that's the main thing. A proof of work project with no miners is a bad thing. So miners have to disappear, and then I think you'd have to see, all let's just say Kaspa releases 10 BPS and the whole thing crashes everything. That would destroy Kaspa, I think. But chance of that happening is slim to none, because again, they've got the miners here, and they're going to be here because they're better than Bitcoin. More money, we get more money in Kaspa than Bitcoin, and I forgot what I was saying. What's the other point? More money because Kaspa than Bitcoin, and then 10 BPS. The fact of the matter is that they could release it now, but they're making sure they're stress testing it. They've already done the 10 BPS, They're just making sure they stress test it time and time again for 5 months to make sure there's no problems with it. Thank you very much, Beaverman. You're a legend as well. Thank you very much, as always. Remember, when you say I bought here, it means you also need to sell in order to buy again. Let you put in fresh money. I put in fresh money. I have full disclosure. I agree with you. I agree with you, definitely. But, and I have done this with other projects. Kaspa's, I've not sold $1, 1 cent, one singular Kaspa. I've not sold a single bit of it. I've just accumulated and bought more Kaspa. That's also what I'm building from the project. I've just bought Kaspa more and more. Every paycheck I get from the work that I do on my side hustle and everything else, and even the stuff I get from YouTube, I will put more into Kaspa when I have the chance to. I just buy. I have not sold any Kaspa, but some projects and stuff, yes, I have. Made a profit. Like in the last bull cycle, for example, I made a profit with Vulcan Forge, 2x my money, and then put it back again in the bear cycle. I put it into Kaspa and XRP. I put some into Gala and XRP. And then Gala I sold and put that into Kaspa and sold some of my XRP and put it into Kaspa as well. I could be wrong, but I think we will see smart contract in the back end of the cycle. Potentially. Unlikely. Because it takes 18 months to do so. And we have seen news regarding that, in theory, Jonathan Sobolinski and the team have already got smart contracts kind of working. I'll find the post and showcase it in next stream if I get reminded. But it's a chance, but I think it's unlikely. It's more like we're going to see it 2026, maybe 2027. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that being said, I am now going to be wrapping the stream up. Thank you everyone for joining the stream as always. If I didn't answer your question, I apologize, but I'll answer it next stream if you asked me. As always, if you love the streams, as Leroy says here, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if you want to know more about crypto market, then please by all means join the free Discord server. And you'll hopefully be able to join a friendly community, which you'll be able to understand more and learn about the space and more about Kaspa news anyways. I'm going to be officially today promoting 4 of my closest and most devoted members. Of course, everyone, I love you, but these 4 in particular have stood out to me, being my man Leroy, my man Mr. Miles, my man Cody, and also Kaspa God. Those 4 in particular have been very, very helpful in the community, and I plan to ask them. Well, they've already accepted. I'm going to be making them mods to help out in the server soon, so we're going to see some developments in the server with them being, having more power, but also that means they're going to be helping me in, the next stage, which means we're going to be making some more developments in the server soon as well. So I think this week's going to be a very, very big week for all of us, and we'll be building more and more from then. So as always, thank you for joining the stream. I met a random yesterday that is money Kaspa, and it spun me out. Well, Kaspa's adoption's only started, my man. I'm going to see more and more from here. I'm sure everyone in due time to be holding Kaspa. There's no doubt about it. But that being said, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much, Sweet Potato as well, my man. And with that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow. Same Kaspa channel, hopefully. This time, same Kaspa time at 4 PM BST, 12 PM EST, 9 AM PT, 11:30 for Leroy in Australia.